So with this disease, we know that with your 5 senses, you're going to change in your visual abilities, your auditory processing abilities, but not your ability to hear sound, your sensation and your movement, what you feel and what you do, what you smell, and then what you taste. All of those are going to change, and you lose safety awareness before you lose curiosity. With vision, your field is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. It's particularly important for us to recognize when a person's in early stages of dementia. They're a diamond. And in other words, these are Allen levels. And what we're talking about here is they have vision that's like a scuba mask. They've lost the sides and the top, but the center's pretty good. When they go from that to having binoculars, there's a real important difference, because when you have a scuba mask, what you're going to be able to do is see the plate in front of you and the person across the table. Once you develop binocular vision, you can either look across the table or look at the plate down in front of you. But you can't do both at the same time. It's one or the other. You have social vision or you have a task vision. And every time you switch, you have to readjust everything. So if I'm looking and talking at you, I don't realize something's going on right here. And if I'm looking down like this, I don't realize there's anything out there. And after that, it gets even worse, because now I look at objects and I don't know how to use them. I don't know what they're for. I see it, but I have a hard time identifying what it is and then what you do with it. So I have apraxia. And then I have to figure out, now how do I get started with this? I have to remember the sequence in the organization. So I pick this thing up, and I may know it's a fork, but then how do you use a fork? How do you hold a fork? How do you manipulate a fork? And how do you pick things up? And which things do you use a fork for, and which do you use a spoon for? It gets complicated. And then comes the time when I can't get my 2 images to line up, and my brain decides, well, okay, we'll just pay attention to one, so I become monocular, and I lose all depth perception. And it's amazing how quickly you can get yourself into trouble, because when you have just one eye looking about, if you were to do this, look at your index finger and then track your index finger down to touch something on the floor. What you're going to realize is you don't have a sense of how far away that is. And if you're relying on your feet and your legs and the muscles to organize things, they get tricked, because what they're relying on is the visual information to make adjustments, which means you're very at risk for falls.